Good morning, and welcome to You Be the Judge. On location from Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. Our guest today is a man that helped shape this court behind us. For years, he served on the Judiciary Committee as your U.S. Senator, Senator Arlen Specter. I'm honored to be here with our Senator, Senator Arlen Specter, in his offices at the Hart Office Building in Washington, to talk about the historic times that it is in Washington, Senator. And I want to begin by thanking you for giving us the opportunity to share a little of Sunday morning with our viewers to talk about those important things that are facing our country right now. And one of them is going to be the selection of a Supreme Court justice over the next few months. You've got quite a hand at that, I suppose.
Well, Todd, I'm pleased to have you in my office. I thank you for your program, bringing information to the people of northeastern Pennsylvania, and for the outstanding job you've done over the years. We've known one another for decades, young as we are. And when you talk about the Supreme Court nominations, I have participated in 12 of them, starting with Sandra Day O'Connor. Shortly after I was elected in 1980, she was nominated for the Supreme Court, and I've been at the thick of it ever since.
You know, when I got to your office and looked around, I couldn't help but really been moved by the number of world leaders and presidents on both sides of the aisle, from Ronald Reagan to George Bush to Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton, that you've worked with and worked closely with. It's getting harder and harder, it seems, in Washington today to find people that are willing to reach across the aisle.
Well, it's been a privilege to work with them, and during my tenure in the Senate, Todd, I have tried to vote on individual issues, what was confronting the country, without party loyalty. I think John Kennedy was right when he said sometimes party loyalty asks too much. So I have reached across the aisle. When Senator Ted Kennedy was looking for a sponsor for hate crimes legislation way back in 1997, I was the only person on one side of the aisle who would co-sponsor the legislation. And when the stimulus package came up early in President Obama's administration, and I saw the country was about to slide into a 1929 depression, I simply would not stick with the Republican obstructionism. And had we not had the stimulus package, we would have slid into a 1929 depression. And that vote, one vote out of 10,000, kind of curious, one vote out of 10,000 caused what I call irreconcilable differences with the Republican Party. You know, Todd, it's interesting, but I started off years ago as a Democrat. Immigrant parents, FDR Democrats. I was a John Kennedy Democrat. I was an assistant DA, won some big cases, wanted to run for district attorney on the Democratic ticket. I went to talk to the party leader, and he looked me in the eye and he said, "Arlen Specter, we do not want an honest, tough district attorney in Philadelphia." Now, I know that won't surprise you.
You know, Senator, you were the district attorney in Philadelphia County as my father was finishing up his term as the district attorney in Lackawanna County.
Well, your daddy was senior to me, Todd, but we were DAs at the same time. After the Democrats said what they did, the Republican Party came to me, hadn't won an election in a long time, still hasn't, said, "Run on our ticket, no strings attached." You know, I didn't even change my registration. I stayed a registered Democrat, won election, and have tried to bring some moderation to the Republican Party, but with the obstructionism on the stimulus package, that was the end.
When we come back, Senator, I want to talk to you about the stimulus package, because I think our audience needs to know the great things that have happened in this country that are overlooked by many of the talking heads in Washington. So please stay tuned to You Be the Judge.